Hi, everybody. I'm Brittany Lewis, a breaking news reporter here at Forbes. Joining me now is Forbes staff writer, Zach Everson. Zach, thanks for hopping on.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Former President Donald Trump and some January 6th writers just collaborated and released a new song. What can you tell us?
Didn't think you'd ever say that sentence now, did you?
No, it's very Mad Libs-esque. I'm not going to lie.
It is. And that's kind of how I felt when I first learned of this. So at midnight, Donald J. Trump and the J6 Prison Choir, which kind of rolls off the tongue like Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, dropped their first single. It is called Justice for All, not to be confused with the Metallica album And Justice for All. And it features the inmates who are housed at the DC jail. There's about 20 of them. They are singing the Star Spangled Banner through the phone. And the former president is interspersed throughout it, reciting parts of the Pledge of Allegiance. And, you know, what's really interesting about this project, well, lots of things, but in particular, I'm thinking of the fact that he did record the pledge specifically for this. Like, Trump is involved in this project. This is not someone just taking him reciting the pledge and cutting him up, but he did record it at Mar-a-Lago specifically for this track.
This is a lot to unpack, but first and foremost, I guess we can start. What was the inspiration here? Because how did Trump get involved? How did these January 6th rioters get involved? How did this all happen?
Sure. So it had been reported by numerous outlets, and I think Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene had even shared video, that the inmates in the DC jail, who are all there, awaiting trial for the most part, not been found guilty of anything yet, they sing the national anthem every night. And that was pretty much a well-known thing. And it sounds like Kash Patel, who had been a member of the Trump administration, was looking at getting a recording of them performing it out in some fashion. And at some point, former President Trump was read into the project, and he wanted to be directly involved, according to a person who had knowledge of what was going on there. And when that changed the project, and it ended up, him actually taking an active role in participating in it.
The project is from Donald Trump and the J6 Prison Choir. Who are the members of the J6 Prison Choir? Are they the masterminds behind the Capitol attack? Are they oath keepers? Are they lower level prisoners? Who are these people?
They're not identified individually, and my source wouldn't share that information with me. Since they're at the DC jail, though, these are people who are just housed there. They have not been found guilty. So if you know somebody, somebody you're following this case and you see that they've already been found guilty and are serving time in a federal prison someplace, they're not involved. A lot of it just happens to be who is there at that particular moment.
And you said Kash Patel was involved. He was a former Trump administration official. What are the other big names involved in this project?
Ed Henry is the other one. He is a former Fox News personality who now works for one of the other smaller conservative outlets. And his company is actually the distributor, is listed as the record label for this. And my understanding is that the proceeds are at first going to go to his company, and then he will disperse it to groups supporting families of people who are in jail for allegations regarding January 6th riots.
Is anyone not getting some of the funds, any offenders, or are they dispersing them evenly?
I've been told that they are taking steps to make sure they do not go to people who have egregious violations, such as assaulting a police officer. They're going to make sure it does not benefit those people's families. But we'll see how this plays out. Donald Trump doesn't have the best track record of being involved with charitable outreaches that actually send money to where they're supposed to send money. So we'll be following up.
And is this Donald Trump's first foray into the music industry?
The guy's done so much over the years. I can't think of anything that would qualify, but I can't imagine it is. I believe it is the first time, though, that you're going to see him up there as an artist on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, if anybody still uses that, and actually having a single that could chart released. I believe this is his first time down that avenue.
And Zach, I really want you to paint us a picture here. What does the cover art look like for this single? There's a music video that's being released too. What does that look like? Give us a sense of this.
Sure. So the album cover it's from inside a prison cell. It's very gray and drab, and it looks out through prison windows with barbed wire and bars, and on the other side there is a glimpse of the American flag. Now, as for the video, I haven't seen it yet. It's set to debut this morning, and I haven't had a chance to look for it. I've been told it is going to be archival footage of Trump during his presidency of performing patriotic sort of acts, interspersed with rioting from the Capitol, that will make the rioters look like patriots. It'll show the police, spraying them with the tear gas. And it's going to be the song's 2 minutes, 20 seconds. The track's going to be a little bit longer. There's some message at the end as well.
And Zach, you listen to the song, I listen to the song. What type of genre would this fall into?
It's a song. It's it's slow. It's they're recorded over a cell phone, or over the prison phone, so the quality's not all that great. But it's not exactly the most upbeat of anthems there. It is somewhat solemn, I'd say. I don't know, how would you describe it? You probably have more interest in music than I do.
Yeah, it was a song that I've never heard before. It's not like Lee Greenwood's. That's more of a pump-up song. I wouldn't put that in the same category.
Exactly. No, I wouldn't either.
And why is Donald Trump going all in with January 6th rioters? What is the strategy here?
There's been some grumblings on the right that I see on social media that he led these people to go to the Capitol and didn't support them after they got in trouble for what they did up there. And this is a step to do that. Now, the Trump organization, Trump's political outlet, did not respond to my request for comment, so I don't know exactly why he decided to get involved in this. And we may find out some more information. He's set to give a speech at CPAC on Saturday, so he very well may mention this track during the speech.
It'd be interesting to see if the track is his walk-up music, but arguably the people that were involved in January 6th, the people that support them, are more of the fringe members of Trump's base. Why is he appealing to them, and will this help or hurt his 2024 aspirations?
I've said all along, I don't think he can really do anything that's going to affect what people think of him. If you liked him, you like him. If you don't, you don't. If you're fine with Trump, you're not all of a sudden going to be repulsed that he's helping to raise money for people accused of trying to, form an insurrection. I don't see that necessarily going to matter. And, if this is his walk-up song, great. It means he won't have to worry about getting sued by the artist. It has happened in other instances when he's played music that they didn't have the permission to use.
And Zach, has there been any response aside from you and I to the song so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's following exactly along the lines that I just kind of described, where you're seeing some people saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to play this nonstop. This is fantastic. To other people, is this The Onion or is this SNL? And again, a lot of those opinions I was seeing were before it came out at midnight. So, it's people have their minds made up before they even heard it.
Zach Everson, thank you so much.
My pleasure.